So I can't lie. Still not ready to step on everything else, even though it looks good. Um, the gloss looks great. I can still see the back, the variation in the color, even though it looks good. There's a variation in the color, or several variations in the back. I see that. And again, like I said, I'll do a second coat over there. Up here, I can still see the variation in the color between here and there. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for protection, not perfection. So a couple different variations along this line. I'm not going to worry about those. Up there, yeah, I'm going to try to do a second coat up there. I'll be honest with you. But it's been probably about 5 or 6 hours, and thus far, it looks good. What I will say is, and I'm going to turn the light off here so that the light on the phone works best. This is the first part that I did when I did an edge. So I'll touch this. This feels hard. I mean, not hard, but it feels like glass. It's super slippery, And I'm not gonna put my foot on it, but as you can see, I'm rubbing my finger back and forth. I mean, it's very slippery like glass. Even that part where I spilled up here, this wasn't prepped cement. It wasn't intended to be up here. I made a mistake. But it feels slippery right there, and down here, this feels like, ceramic or something. So if the rest of the floor comes out with this texture, I'll be okay. And again, this is the first strip I did, just doing some edging. I touched right here. This is one of the last spaces that I did, and it's still tacky, so I can leave a fingerprint in it. So I'm not gonna get crazy with that. I can only imagine back there. Back there should feel relatively like this. And again, I went around and then I started to come out. So anyway, like I said earlier, I stopped because I want to do a second coat. And since I got a bag that covers, 5 to 7 squares, and I only got approximately 2 3/4 to 3 squares to actually cover, why waste it? I'll rather be able to walk further and do a second coat than waste half a bag, because anybody that's done any research on this product, once you mix the two chemicals, bag A and bag B, you have 1 hour to use it. So I would rather be able to walk across without doing footprints in the material to do a second coat on those spaces, and probably any other spaces that I think I should do a second coat on. But for right now, again, it's a little after midnight. I just touched it. It feels good. And I'm looking at the rest of the floor. It looks good. And hey,